For criteria 1 of Unit 2 of the IQA course looks at your CV, certificate and also personal profile. So for you as an IQA, a candidate IQA, we would like for you to think about your current or previous role, okay? Your previous certificates or training that has led you up to this point, so you're ready now to embark on this IQA role. For any internal quality assurer or even external quality assurer for that matter, it's very important to reflect back on how far you've come within your own personal role. So obviously for this important stage, we would like for you to think about what training you've received recently, okay, and also your subject knowledge as well. So you as an IQA are going to be within a position where you're going to provide lots of support to your assessors and trainers. So is your subject knowledge up to date, for example? At this very early stage of Unit 2 of the IQA course, we would like for you to submit 3 key documents here in order to pass this criteria. First of all, we'd like for you to submit a CV. So this is 1 to 2 pages maximum, okay? And so this is showing perhaps your previous workplaces, okay, where you've worked, your organisations to date, okay? And also perhaps submitting 1 to 2 certificates of your own subject area. So of course these could be pictures, scan certificates, and these certificates, these recent training can of course help you within your future IQA role as well. And furthermore, the third section of Unit 1 is a personal profile. Okay, so this is looking at your IQA aspirations. So it's telling us here at TrainAid, okay, what you're hoping to do with the qualification. Where do you see yourself? What are your aspirations for your IQA role? So in terms of meeting criteria number 1, we're looking for you to submit 3 pieces of evidence here as well. In terms of the TrainAid example and myself, for example, so my background here at TrainAid is the education and training manager. I used to work as a teacher many years ago within sixth forms. My subject area was PE and sport. But here at TrainAid, I'm responsible for monitoring all of our teaching and training courses as well. So I look after the Level 3 awards in education and training. That is particular strong course of ours, and I have to monitor all of our course numbers, all of our assessors to make sure that they're delivering the course at the required standard and everyone interprets lesson plans, schemes of work in the same way. So therefore standardization here at TrainAid is important as we do teach nationwide. So here is my CV. Here's a snippet of my CV. And in terms of your own, if you'd like to submit a CV, which is perhaps between 1 to 2 pages, just telling us about your previous experiences, that would be great. In terms of certificates, so for my IQA portfolio, I would personally submit 2 of my teaching certificates, okay? So my assessor qualification and also my teaching qualification as well. So I have taught on the Level 3 awards in education and training, but now I'm essentially more office-based, and I'm going to be monitoring my assessors as well. So for any IQA, it's very important that you do keep records of your certificates safe, because it shows that you are moving with the times, that of course you can obviously monitor your assessors. And of course, being an IQA, it's very important that you're open to embarking on certificates yourself, that you're keeping your training current. But as an IQA, I would like for you to of course keep your certificates somewhere safe, of course, but accessible if you need to demonstrate and show your competence. But within this section of Unit 1, please do submit copies of perhaps 1 to 2 certificates from your own area of practice as well. If you can't perhaps find 1 to 2 certificates to date, don't worry. Perhaps describe 2 recent training courses that you've been on. Okay, so that is an option there, but perhaps screenshots, photos, or any scanned certificates is absolutely fine there. And finally, your personal profile. So this is number 3 of criteria 1. So of course, we've perhaps looked at the past, okay, what certificates you've achieved in the past, and also your CV as well, but we're now looking at the future. So this is setting the scene for your IQA course and what is upcoming as well. So in terms of the personal profile, perhaps you could use these questions behind me to create just a very, very basic personal profile on you. So perhaps you could introduce yourself and your current role, where are you based, your key responsibilities within your working role. How long have you worked for the organisation? Perhaps why am I undertaking the IQA qualification? And finally, your IQA aspiration. So once you become fully qualified, what are you looking to monitor? What are your aspirations for perhaps your team of assessors or tutors? So once again, you can of course use the TrainAid template as well. You could perhaps create your own personal profile, but no more than 1 to 2 pages is sufficient here. So just behind me is an example of myself, okay, in terms of the IQA personal profile. So here I am, based here at TrainAid, the head office as the Education and Assessment Manager, so looking after all of our teaching, assessing courses. Based in Reigate, Surrey, okay, this is our headquarters here at TrainAid, okay, and the purpose of the qualification is I am going to be monitoring very much a range of different assessors nationwide who teach on the Level 3 awards in education and training, and therefore I'm going to be responsible for monitoring standardisation of all of our courses. How long have I worked for TrainAid? Well, I've worked here for 5 years. Previously was a sixth form teacher as well, so my subject area was sport and exercise and PE. In terms of the IQA qualification, why am I undertaking this qualification? Essentially to promote standardisation, so to make sure that assessors are monitoring at the same level, okay, that we're delivering very good courses. And finally, aspirations, okay, to become a qualified IQA, we would like to be one of the largest providers of the Level 3 awards in education and training, and also that customers have a good experience with us, and therefore standardisation and updating resources is required here as well. So as you can see, I've signed and dated my personal profile, so please make sure that you do the same for your own. But in terms of criteria 1 of the IQA course, please do submit a previous CV, details of 2 certificates, and finally we were looking for a personal profile on you and your aspirations. Please remember to sign and date. So a personal profile is 1 to 2 pages.